Henry had always been slightly irresponsible with his belongings. He recently had dropped the latest of his flip phones, and yet again needed a new device. Taking to the online world of shopping, Henry found a used iPhone 11 on eBay for a mere $10. The title of the ad read, "Cheapest iPhone 11 on eBay, must go." Thinking this must be too good to be true, Henry hesitated to contact the seller. But knowing his track record, his next phone was not likely to last any longer than the previous ones. The phone had even been restored to factory settings and contained a seemingly clear hard drive. After his SIM card uploaded all the previous contacts to his new phone, Henry noticed something peculiar. One of his contacts was named Mallory, but he didn't know anyone by that name. He thought nothing of it and just deleted the contact. The next day was Henry's sister, Grace's birthday party, and he took a photograph of her for the family photo album using his new iPhone. After the party was over, Henry went to upload the picture of Grace to the family desktop when he noticed something bizarre. The photograph appeared to be suffering from some sort of motion blur, even though Grace was standing still when it was taken. Even more odd, Grace's face appeared to be contorted into a grotesque position and had blood-red hue to it. Henry was unnerved by the photograph, but figured that it must be due to a technical issue with the camera on the phone. After taking it to his local tech shop, the technicians determined that there was no mechanical issues with the device at all, and thought that while it was extremely odd, the anomalous photograph must have been caused by poor lighting or just a scratched lens. Henry knew better, and he decided to contact the seller of the iPhone. But to his disappointment, the seller's eBay account appeared to be deactivated. It was at this point that Henry finally decided to show his family the troubling photograph that he had captured that night. But to his astonishment, the iPhone's camera roll was empty. There was, however, a video that Henry had not noticed before. It started out with an empty picture in complete silence, but then progressed into a dark red screen blended with 4 minutes and 4 seconds of static and frequency changes that were so painful to listen to that he needed to stop the video. A terrified Henry decided that he needed to get rid of the phone and drove out to the local creek and tossed it into the river. At 4:04 a.m., Henry woke up to a sudden and violent scream. Alarmed, he got up to see what was going on, only to discover that it had come from Grace's room. Eager to belligerently confront his sister for waking him up, he opened her door to the shock of a lifetime. Henry's face discolored to a sickly-looking greenish white. Grace was grotesquely disfigured, her face contorted in such a way that resembled the mysterious photograph that Henry had taken at the party. Emotionally broken, Henry and his parents watched with both emptiness and horror as coroners withdrew Grace's mutilated corpse from their home. First responders hypothesized that her wounds had been self-inflicted with a kitchen knife, with the official cause of death being blood loss from severing of the carotid artery. Henry overheard a conversation between 2 of the coroners. One of them described a body found in very similar circumstances in a small town about 65 miles away. The previous victim was a girl named Mallory. An autopsy later determined that Grace's injuries were unlikely to have been self-inflicted.